guys, welcome back. For today's video, it's Brushes 101, your beginner's guide to all things makeup brushes. So these are the essential brushes you need to create any eye look: an angled brush, a blending brush, and a packing brush. So first I'll show you 3 different types of angled brushes that you can use. So first we have a really sharp angled brush. I like to use this to create really precise and sharp eyeshadow looks. So this is still a thin angled brush, but this one is a little bit more dense. This is perfect for precision blending in very precise spots, but also to really pack on as much pigment as possible. I like to use that previous brush to just add depth and definition. Now this is a dense angled brush. I like to use these to really blend out those shadow liner looks that I like to do, because it gives such a seamless blend while also being able to pack on as much pigment as possible. Now on the different types of blending brushes that you could use. Okay, so this is a pencil blending brush. This is used for more of those precise pigment places, but for that really blended eye look, you can really place down pigment in specific areas really precisely while still being able to blend out really nicely and seamlessly. This is a small fluffy blending brush. You use this to really blend in very specific areas while still being able to get the most out of your pigment. Now this is the big blending brush. This is used to get a good blend over a larger surface area, mainly used for more natural everyday makeup looks. These are just some special mentions. So this one is a tapered blending brush. This is used to get like that second shade just in the crease, just when you want to add more depth. This is a smaller blending brush. This is used when you want to get those really dark shades on the inner corners and creases, but you want to get a nice blend. This is a diffused blender. I like to use this to take shimmers and create that really nice scattered glittery effect all over the lid. Now for the packing brushes, first up we have a very dense small packing brush. I use this to get pigment into very specific places where you don't really want to blend out. You want it to be very sharp and defined. Now this is a firm but tapered packing brush. I like to use this when I want to have a nice pigment, but I still want to blend out a little bit towards the outer corners. This one is a really rounded, dense brush. I like to use this when I want to have a solid color all over the lid, but I want the edges to be very blended and diffused. This one is a flat definer brush. I like to use this to add pigment beneath the waterline. This is obviously a liner brush. I like to use this to create graphic liners to add glitter and shimmer to the inner and outer corners. This one is probably the thinnest angled brush you can get. I like to use this to add concealer under the brows and just to clean up. For foundation brushes, you get a kabuki brush, which is just a really dense flat brush, perfect for liquid foundations, good for a really good blend on a full coverage foundation. One of these, this is the traditional foundation brush. This is good for liquid foundations. This is good just to like place the foundation and then blend out. You get a sort of stippling brush with much thinner top bristles and then more dense bristles towards the bottom. It's really good for blending a liquid foundation but in a more light coverage. Now for the concealer brushes, I like to use this to blend concealer underneath my eyes. The traditional concealer brush used for placing and blending concealer specifically under the eyes and into the creases. Can also be used to cover any imperfections. Small precise brush. I like to use these to add concealer just over any imperfections, dark marks, and just to really blend concealer in those hard to reach places. Contour brushes. Fluffy angled brush. This is perfect for powder, contours and bronzers, just to get a nice soft blend but very precise. Thinner dense brush, similar to a kabuki but not really. As you can see, it's got this angle to it. I like to use this to blend cream, bronzers and contours. It's good for placing and blending. I just love this brush for blending. You could even use this kind of brush for foundation. And then you get a thinner brush. I like to use one of these just to add contour, powder contour onto the jawline, nose, just for those finer areas where you don't want as much product. Blush brushes. A dense rounded brush. I just like to use this to place cream blush before going in with any powder. Just a rounded powder brush. I like to go in and use this to set any cream blush. Then this is another dense brush, but it's much smaller and it's so cute. It's got a little paw print. But I like to use this also for cream blushes, just when I'm going for a more natural look. And finally, powder brushes. This is a smaller powder brush. I like to use this to get in the hard to reach places, like underneath the eyes, in the creases, in the very dense creases like the smile lines, crow's feet, etc. Then this is a rounded powder brush. This is perfect for all over powder placement, which is just a bigger version of that brush I showed you. This is for more natural looks, or you know, when you're in a rush, you just want to get as much coverage as quick as possible. So that's all you need to know about makeup brushes. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.